and she brought the career advice. Now sit back and relax while you get advice that will take you to the next destination in your career or business. And now, Katrina Brittingham. Hello, hello, hello. This is Katrina Brittingham and my handsome co host, Dr. The Real Deal Love.
Hello, hello, hello.
As you know, we have our monthly love segments where I learn something every month. I know I have a lot of comments and I talk a lot, but I learn a lot. And I know you learn a lot too. We do the business of love. Now we're doing the business of running your business.
The
All right.
business of business. Yes, that's a good thing.
And this topic is how to grow your business in 10 easy steps. This is for entrepreneurs and small business owners. Okay? Because we know no matter how big or small your small business is, whether you're a solopreneur, whether you are a practice of 10 or a practice of 100, you are going to want to increase your sales.
Hmm.
Increasing your sales increases your profit if you do everything else wise. And so we are going to teach you how to grow your business. Okay. There is no one size fit all for business. It doesn't matter even if you're in the same industry.
Hmm.
Your business is unique. The culture you have is unique. The issues that you are going to face will be unique. Okay. And so there are some key strategies, however, that will help you to grow your business and grow your sales. Okay. So you want to scale. Everybody talks about scale. Scale means that you're not growing faster than you should, or growing faster than the profits that you're bringing in. And it doesn't mean that you're stuck and stagnant in your business where you're having trouble seeing past. We were in class. Um, Dr. Chaffins and I do a training on online broadcasting. If you have a TV show, if you have a radio show, you might want to sign up for it on the SIBN website. But we talked about how you need to have that foresight and not be afraid to grow and not be afraid to bring in other parts and diversifying your portfolio. Every business that's successful diversifies their portfolio. It doesn't matter if it's McDonald's, they're not just doing burgers, they're doing salads, they're doing all kinds of things that helps bring in clientele. And even with the changing trends, at one point getting a burger when I was coming up, we were lucky if we went once or twice a year. Now it's different.
Hmm.
People are a little more busy, and so fast food has pretty much become the norm, or grabbing on the go, or just going out for entertainment purposes to eat has become a regular staple. Sitting around the dining room table is not a regular thing in most households anymore.
Hmm.
And so they had to cater to all types of people. It's not just you going out and grabbing a quick burger with your kids or whatever. So they had to grow up. And I used to work at McDonald's um, many, many, many moons ago when I was in high school,
Hmm.
and they were discussing growing the way they are, and they do have it some places, and they call some things even that they were, and we laughed about it. They were talking about McCafe, and this was like in the late 90s. It didn't
Hmm.
show up until maybe like the mid 2000s. Mid, like, I'm not gonna say mid 2000s, that's 2050, but the early 2000s, like 2005, 2006, when they actually started rolling out with McCafe and the different specialty items that they have now that did not exist. They didn't even have uh, apple bites, like the
Hmm.
slices for the kids when I was coming up. It
Hmm.
was French fries and burgers. But they
And
grew.
milkshakes.
Right. And they grew and they evolved. And so that is part of scaling your business, making sure that you have, things that cater to your different clientele. And so it requires a smart approach. And we did go over smart goals. And that's a whole nother show. So I'm not going to go into that. But having a smart approach to your efforts. And this includes your sales, your marketing, your finance, and legal, making sure that you are legally sound. Okay. And financing even includes, taxes at the end of the year, making sure that you're sound with that. So you may be a startup or you may be growing. You may even have to go back over your business to make sure that during the startup process, you are foundationally sound.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if you need help with that, I'm your handy dandy business coach that can help you to do that. All right. So many of us in business, whether we have employees or not, we find ourselves as CEOs in a small business wearing many, many hats. Okay. Until you can hire the experts for the areas that you need. Okay. This will take you time. This will take a lot of energy for you. Basically, you will be the jack of all trades getting out. I'm not even going to try to tell you any different.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to need to learn it. And it's actually good as a small business owner to know
To
the
know.
different areas of your business,
Mm-hmm.
whether you continue to do it or not. And I actually don't suggest it if you ever want to have a life. Um, but it's good to know, because if you know what's being done right, and you know
Mm-hmm.
if it's being done wrong. You can kind of catch things before they become a problem, hopefully, when you get your reporting in and you're meeting with your team to find out what's going on. So the first thing you want to do, and this is always paramount, and you'll hear me say this over and over and over again, and you're probably getting tired of me saying it, is do your research.
Okay.
Okay. If you're
Is it
looking to grow your business, you want to do your research, do your market research, do your
is that
research.
step one?
That is step one. Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. Do your research. This not only lets you better understand your existing customers, but your potential customers and customers that you might want to reach out to, where the trend is swinging to. Okay, where the future of your industry is going, because where the future is going, that's where your customers are going to go. Okay, you want to gain insight into your target market and know what their needs are. The needs that they have today may not be the needs that they have a year from now, maybe even 6 months from now. Okay, when we hit COVID overnight, we went to a different need for a lot of our customers. And it has not been the same since. And even since they opened back up, needs have changed yet again. And it's still not the same as it was prior to the shutdown. So you want to take a look at that, look at the forecast of what's going on. That way you can see how your business can change to meet the needs of your customers. Don't forget to research your competitors as well. Knowing their strengths and weaknesses can help you drive your decisions on how to appropriately scale your business. Now, fortunately, this is pretty easy because most companies have their yearly report that is available under About Me or something like that, to see where their company is. Or you don't even have to do that. You can go and you can see. There are different business reports out there that pull this information so you know what's going on. And definitely, if the company has hit the news, not always for a bad thing, sometimes for good things, you know where the company is. What you also want to do is, yes, there are nice videos out there, there's the website, but sometimes you do want to pick up a book that has pages in it that you can flip and read.
Mm-hmm.
That helps you to know what's going on. Some business journals, things like that. because I'm in business and because before that I was in careers, I get industry newsletters. I get information about the economy and how the economy is going because, yes, you have the market research and you have your competitors, but you also want to see where things are going economically, looking at the stock market,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on with that. That may affect your business. What's going on as far as shipments? Or do you do products? Do you do services? Where do you have a printer in your office? I do. The cost of ink. How is
Mm-hmm.
that going to affect you?
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of things actually do help when it comes to running your business and whether your business can grow. If you're spending 100 times more for ink than you were, how is that going to affect your bottom line? These are things that you need to look at. How much does it cost to hire an employee? Were you someone who had minimum wage employees? Does has minimum wage going up? How is that going to affect you? What's the cost of living? How is that going to affect your employees? I honestly, recently I was out and I made a purchase, a very large purchase, and I was sitting um, with the finance person, and she was like, "Yes, everything's going up, and this is, it takes us, so long. I think she said something like 20 weeks to get a product in. That greatly affects your business, and if you
Mm-hmm.
don't have that inventory, your client or customer, potential customer, is going to go to someone who does have it." So those are the things that you need to look at. And she was like, everything's going up, but the pay is not going up. A lot of companies used to have, I'm not sure if they do, cost of living increases.
Mm-hmm.
So how is that going to affect, or the change in the economy, how is that going to affect your business? Are you going to have to do layoffs?
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that you want to be able to foresee so you can properly prepare.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't necessarily want to tell your employees, yeah, we foresee laying off, because then now half or more of your staff is going to leave you.
They're gonna run.
Not have needed to get rid of that many people. If you had to get rid of any people, maybe you had just had to maybe cut some hours, or cut from somewhere else. But you need to be able to know these things, and that's all a part of doing the research that you need to do for your business.
Mm-hmm. Miss
Number
Katrina,
Yes.
before we go, what would you recommend? It's been said years ago. It was the Wall Street Journal was like a major newspaper that business owners were encouraged to read. Today, what business journals or what newspaper or what would you recommend, business owners to subscribe to or to be a part of or read? What would you say?
For small business owners, I would say Forbes. I don't even think that they're a paper or a magazine anymore. I know when I worked with them a little more heavily, they were online. So it was Forbes.com.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you have also an organization through Forbes for business owners, um, that is Forbes. So you can Google it, because of course, because you asked me, because I was thinking it
Mm-hmm.
before you asked me, and my mind went blank. But if you search it, entrepreneurs Forbes, they have an association that you can join. Yes, of course there's a cost for that,
Mm-hmm.
but they provide a lot of tools, they provide a lot of articles. They also even provide a forum where you can get help from other business owners and experts that's been in the industry for quite some time, to help you. And it also, depending on what you're doing, gives you a chance to give your expertise. Okay. I was again talking yesterday in a training about getting yourself out there. That's part of diversifying and putting yourself out there and showing yourself as an expert. One of the top ways is to author an article or be a contributor to an article. And
Mm-hmm.
they give you that opportunity to do that. I've recommended quite a few people to that, and it's been very successful for them
Mm-hmm.
because it spans industries. It's not just my industry, because a lot of people may back away from it because it's like, oh, well, you're a coach. Well, they have business experts in every industry. And so this gives you a chance to network and have some candid conversations about some things that you may have in common with other business owners.
Mm-hmm.
The good practices and also the stupid tax that you had to pay, which is when you just didn't know and you
Didn't know.
paid a whole lot of money or spent a whole lot of time on something that you didn't necessarily have to.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes learning from other people's mistakes can save you a whole lot of time.
And money.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good answer.
All right. So got Dr. Love's approval. Next item is build a sales funnel. Now, this can be optional. I have some and everything like that. But sales funnels can help you take your business to the next level if that's something that you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
or something that will help you. So when you think of sales as a sales funnel on your customer's journey, is when you enter their business or a website, um, and you're at the top of the funnel. And every business does it. They take you to the most expensive option first. And if that doesn't fit your budget, then it kind of whittles you down to what you can afford and things like that, for your business. In business, you go through that too. Someone offers you something that can greatly help your business, a piece of software. They go with the highest option first. And he's like, nope, that's out of my range. Well, why don't you try this? This one is is a little bit more in your price range. It still
Mm-hmm.
offers a little bit of what you want. You can always scale up later, and everything like that. That's pretty much a sales funnel. And that's if you walk in a business, if you walk to get a suit, the first thing they're going to do is take you to the most expensive suit. Then it's going to be like, up, you can't meet that. Here's the next range of suit. Here's the next range of suit. Here's the next range of suit. Here's our bargain suit, depending
Mm-hmm.
on what your budget is. Okay. And even depending on what your taste is. Like, just because something is top of the line doesn't mean you like it.
Exactly.
So that's what it is, and that's what they do, and that's what they take you through, and you'll see it on any website that you go to. It also includes an offer for a discount for your contact information. Sometimes if you go into the store, is, oh, get our credit card and you'll get the item for this amount off of your first purchase. That's all a part of a sales funnel.
Mm-hmm.
Sales, because sales funnels can be scary to people, but 9 times out of 10 you're using a sales funnel without knowing that you're using it. So again, doing your research and being educated on what you're doing and what it's called will help you greatly for it. A good sales funnel will also suggest when you are on the website and it says, oh, other people have bought this, or this service goes with this service, or that is included in that.
Mm-hmm. Now that's interesting because I am right at the point where someone said I need to definitely put together a sales funnel. So, is there an outline, or what would your recommendation be for structuring a sales funnel?
That's a huge question.
Okay.
Because as far as a summary, you can go to like uh look up Google Sales Funnel, and they have like tutorials on it. But
Mm-hmm.
they also have software that you can use that will create a sales funnel for you. For example, I have my website is built off of WordPress. Well, in there, they have a plugin for it. So, depending on your technical expertise, you can create it yourself or you can hire a programmer to do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And yeah, WordPress is that's they've been around a while.
Hmm.
Okay.
And there are other websites too, but again, I can only speak on what I know.
Okay.
And also, I also speak on what I trust. Like, even if
Mm-hmm.
I know something else, and everything like that. But for the most part, um, what I use is very user friendly,
Hmm.
and everything like that, especially because a lot of times I'm maintaining my own, um, until I can get somebody I trust to do it.
Okay.
So I know that it's very user friendly. Other sites I cannot necessarily say, especially from my experience of using them.
Okay.
It wasn't for me. But
Gotcha.
again, other people might have it. If you go to Wix or whatever, they might have it. Um,
Hmm. But the
I
sales
don't.
funnel, but the sales funnel is a system that takes you through the sales process, and it's like hands off. It's like the uh, artificial intelligence handles every aspect of it, so it operates without you.
It's automated, is what they call
Automated.
it.
Okay.
So someone will go through your site and say, "Oh, I like that." They'll take you through the process
Okay.
of the sale. It'll also either upsell someone or downsell someone.
Okay.
Um, uh, uh, you have some very simple ones and you have some complex ones, especially if you have some tiers to your service where it'll start out. This is like, say you have a master class. Okay, this is the amount for the master class. um, Perhaps someone doesn't want to take the whole master class that you have and they want to take different portions, then they have the portions of it out for it. Or say you have um, the same master class and you have an early bird special, they'll take you through that. If the person's missed the early bird special, it'll bring you down to the regular pricing. Or say you have a high ticket item, you might have somebody who could pay for the whole thing up front. You might have somebody who's making two or three payments. A good funnel will take you through that whole process.
Okay. All the variables.
Exactly.
Okay. Very good. Okay.
Exactly. Number three
Hmm.
is very important, and everyone uses it. Using, you know, my alma mater, my first job ever, real job where I was, making some, real money. It wasn't just a summer job. I was working while I was in high school during the school year as well. Is McDonald's is customer retention.
Okay.
You always have maybe that one-off customer, that new customer, that customer that just wants that one thing. But one thing that will help your business grow is retaining customers. And it was the same even at McDonald's. Like, I was there and you had people, especially during the lunch crowd, every day during lunch, they would come to our restaurant, the restaurant. Saying our restaurant like I own it. Um, maybe I need to
You were part of
invest
the
in,
team. You were part of the team.
maybe I need to invest in some McDonald's stock. But you would have the same customers come in every day and order the same thing because it was within their budget. It's the same thing for your business. You want, when they need that type of service, to come to you. Okay. So again, it's not enough to just get new customers. New customers are great. You also want to keep your existing customers coming
Hmm.
back to you. When you increase your customer retention, you're building customer loyalty, which increases your sales. How? They're going to keep coming back to you. And you can't see my finger. Number one, they're going to come back to you.
Hmm.
And number two, they're going to recommend people, friends, family, strangers,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
everybody. They're going to recommend to you. Okay. So it costs you 5 times as much to get a new customer than to retain a customer, because new customers take marketing, it takes um, effort on your part,
Hmm.
and you're spending out on it for advertisements and things like that.
Hmm.
However, if you retain a customer, if you've already spent that money and they're going to keep coming back, and again, they're going to recommend people that they'll reach without you having to advertise.
That's important. Hmm.
Very important. They won't spend their money somewhere else, and it's a guaranteed return on your investment. Very important. So, in order to do this, please, please, it hits me to my heart. My first job was customer service. My first professional job out of college was customer service.
Mm-hmm.
Pride yourself on customer service. People don't remember what you do all of the time, but they remember how you made them feel. And that is
Absolutely.
true with your business.
Mm-hmm.
People won't even remember what they bought from you half the time, but they'll remember if you made them feel special,
Mm-hmm.
if you knew their need, if you showed you cared about them more
Mm-hmm.
than just making the sale. And yes, I am going to say it. I didn't think I would. I brought it up in a training.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Okay. So, one of the things that has come to me over and over from my clients, and is also a thing for me, social media is wonderful. It is a beautiful thing. I would not have met a whole lot of people who have made my world better just by knowing them. Okay. But when you are marketing and you are trying to get new customers or trying to retain customers, remember social media, the key part of that is social. You
Okay.
have to establish and maintain a relationship with them. One of the biggest pet peeves that people have, not even business owners, is that you friend request somebody and then you go on their page and be like, oh, okay, this person seems interesting. Hmm, okay, friend. 1 second later, my message blows up with, would you like to have this? It's like spam in your inbox. And I'm like, wait a minute, you haven't even said hello, how you doing? Are you having a good day? Um, anything.
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to sell to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a situation recently where a couple people reached out to me. Same thing. I checked their pages. I'm like, okay, they this seems like, an interesting connection. Immediately, and I had two people for the same product market to me.
Mm-hmm.
One person actually was smart, had a very good market strategy, but it was a risky one. And they provided a product to me.
Mm-hmm.
I asked them how much it was because the result that they sent me impressed me. And I was like, yes, I want this. But it was risky because if I said no, you've already put in the work and now you don't have that sale.
Okay.
The other person, asked me if I wanted. And I was like, well, let me know a little bit more about what you do. And I said the same thing to both of them, the one that said brought the product and the one who didn't. To the day, I haven't heard back from that person. It was just like, well, you're just gonna get it. You're just gonna get it. I was like, okay, ignore. The other person, I did purchase it, but then I offered something. I offered something very valuable. And to the
Okay.
day, they have not, and I offered it to both of them. To the day, they have not accepted that offer. And the reason why they did not accept that offer is because they were so busy looking at the one sale of me.
Mm-hmm.
What I was offering them is the potential to get 100 sales.
Okay.
And so that's what I say, number one, about customer service, because yes, I could have been a customer to both of you,
Mm-hmm.
but I could have been a great referral to both of you,
Mm-hmm.
which is a whole lot more valuable
Very
because
valuable.
not only are you maybe getting one sale, but you have the backing and the name of somebody from people, from a person that they trust.
Hmm.
And we've been there. When you needed a service, you reached out to me. Who in your network knows how to do this?
Hmm.
People not only buy from who they know, they buy from who they like.
That's right.
How do I know I like you? You build a relationship with me. So, relationship building is very important.
Mm.
Most people who work with me will tell you, I know a whole lot about them. I know if they got a dog, a cat, 5 kids, no kids, 10 kids, husband, wife, sister wives, whatever. I know.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Because and it's a part of me because I do care about my customers fully, and it shows, but that's what you want to do. You don't want to just come off the bat with that because number one, it's like, well, you don't care nothing about me. You just want to make a sale.
Okay.
And even if you're successful in making a sale, again, what someone gets from you, they might not even remember because probably like a month, 2 months from now, I won't even remember getting this from this person.
Okay.
What they'll remember, what I remember every time you see your name, if you stay a friend on my page, or even if you don't, and you just show up because somebody else is a friend, I'm going to remember what you did and how you made me feel.
Hmm.
And
So
so
you should still continue to touch that person even though you made the sale. You're saying continue to stay
continue to
connected.
continue to stay connected and be open to opportunities that someone is making you. Don't be so one-sided and one track like a horse with blinders that you don't
Hmm.
see the open door that someone's providing for you.
Hmm.
And this was without you even saying hello. I still offered it.
Okay.
And a lot of people miss that. And I've seen, not just with me, I've seen people miss it. I've been at conferences where someone was like, oh, well, let's go to lunch or whatever. Like they're talking, and maybe the person is busy, or they're trying to mingle and meet as many people, or spread themselves around, but they're making that offer to you.
Hmm.
You know how many people have missed out on important meetings that could have opened the opportunity to launch them somewhere because they were just trying to make a quick sale, or because the person that was offering it didn't look like they were the person to make the opportunity, and they went to someone who looked like they could make the opportunity, and they were not that opportunity person.
Okay. Judging by appearances.
Judging by appearances.
Hmm.
I have a situation where someone was at a training. We were at a training. We were all in the same training class. And I was speaking to everyone. And I happened to have this gentleman that sat next to me. And he was like, oh, Katrina, I heard a lot about you. And I'm like, who is this dude? Um,
Hmm.
but I still
What
chatted
you
up,
hear
had
about
a
me?
conversation. Um, right, what did you hear? Um, and so I'm still having this conversation, and we had this report. He was like, "Oh, let's do lunch." I'm like, "Okay, sure, that'll be great." During the break, and we're about to go to lunch, the instructor, who has passed away, he was like 90 something years old, but he was like the top of his career, and
Hmm.
everything like that. As far as like he was the go-to person for something in the industry. And he was like, "Hey, I'm glad you made it, da 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 da." And I got put into the training class at the last minute. I thought I was gonna have to do the next one. He said, "But no, I put you in this one because I wanted you to meet somebody." And I was like,
Hmm.
"Okay." And he was like, he mentioned the person's name, and I'm like, "Oh, okay," and everything like that. And honestly, we spoke, and I didn't even get his name. I was so perplexed that he knew my name, and we just started talking. And
Hmm.
so when he pointed the person out, I said, okay. And he was like, he said, because this person um, is a multi-millionaire. He has created, run and sold multi-million dollar businesses at least 10 times over. This man is like, and I was like, you have to meet her. She's up and coming and everything like that. And he was like, she's the one to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, I told people we had a show before where I was like, it's not with conversations people have in front of you, it's the conversations they have behind closed doors.
Mm,
That
yes.
is the mark of what your reputation is. And so I was like, whoa, like I really was like a newbie coming in and everything. And this is business. I was a newbie coming in.
Yes.
Still really nervous and thinking that so many people were ahead of me and trying to catch up and trying to really get my reins around stuff um, and everything. He was like, "Yeah, I talked so much about you because you impressed me so much," and this, and he was like, "Get with him if you want to grow your business. You want to know something about business. Get with him." And I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, we've been talking and chatting. We got lunch." He said, and his wife walked over. She's like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." Like I didn't even know she was listening. She comes running over. I'm so glad y'all connected because, he just wanted you to meet so and
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
bad, and they were having conversations about you even before the training started, like weeks before. They were on the phone talking about me,
Wow.
and I was just like, "Oh wow." And everything. And he said, I brought him here for other people to meet. He said, but especially for you, that's why I bumped you up to this training.
Okay.
So we have the lunch and everything. And he's like telling me this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a pen. So I was like, give me a second. I'm pulling out a pen and paper, right? And he said, don't even worry about it or whatever. He said, because after this, he said, um, the guy who had the training, his name was Dick, no doubt. He said he talked so much about you. He said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you under my wing. He said, I'm going to mentor you
Mm-hmm.
free of charge. I charge people thousands of dollars for this. But you, he said, I saw you in class. He said, even with speaking to you, you're everything that he told me that you were. He said, I see great potential for you.
Okay.
And I'm like, we go back and to class and everything like that. And we have dinner. We go to dinner. Um, and I'm talking to different people. I'm like, you should meet so and so over there. Like there were certain things I couldn't say because I was sworn to secrecy by
Mm.
Dick. I was sworn to secrecy by him and everything. And I was like, I think you really should meet him and have a conversation with him. Just have lunch with him. It was a 3-day thing. I would just have lunch with him. Pull him aside 15 minutes, just have a conversation with him. Oh no, because he was asking about people's business and their process. So people misread it
Oh,
and they were like, oh, he's just trying to get inside secrets to our business
in our
and
business.
take it for his business. And I'm like, no, I've talked to him. That's not what he's doing. I think you're misinterpreting it.
Okay.
Yes, he's interested in what you're doing, but remember, we all come from different walks of life. Just like you've talked to me and you learned some things and things that you could pick up, there may be things you can pick up from him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. So then we go to dinner and we're all at dinner, same thing. He's asking them questions and you can feel
So everybody's at dinner.
the tension. This time everyone's at dinner. I tried to do the preemptive work before
Okay.
because I'm like, they don't know that they're sitting in the presence of a multi-millionaire who invests in businesses and I'm like, okay. So we're sitting at the table. He's asking them, and they're really short. I'm like, yes, this, and da 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 da. And they were
Mm-hmm.
like, they go to me. He gets up to go to the restroom, and they're
Mm-hmm.
like, I think you should be careful. You're giving a lot of information and everything. And
Too
I
much
said,
information.
well, we're all colleagues. We're all here to share. And I said, but I'm telling you, um, this man knows a lot. And I think that it would greatly benefit you to hear what he has to say. And so They're like, no, I think he just wants to know our process so we can take it, and this, that, and the third. And
Mm-hmm.
he seems like he knows business so much, but I don't think he does. So I was just like, okay. He comes back, he sits down, we have the dinner, and then that was it. Like, we were all after that. It was like kind of fast paced. Like the first day, that was the first day, day one.
Okay.
The after that, it was kind of fast paced, so it was quick lunches. We didn't have dinner anymore. We had to be on our own for that,
Mm-hmm.
and everything. So it was just like they missed the opportunity. And I had asked Dr. Nodell. I said, did anybody else had like talked to him? He was like, no. He said, and I'm so upset. He said, because just networking, period, you're supposed to build a relationship.
That's important.
That's coaching 101, just building
Mm-hmm.
relationships with people, because just you're supposed to be about people, number one. And then number two, you never know where your opportunities are.
Never know. Never know.
This man mentored me for like 6 months. My business went to a whole nother level. As a
Got it.
matter of fact, when he mentored me, that was right before, because he told me, he said, keep your eyes open for opportunities. That was right, maybe like after he stopped mentoring me, maybe 1 or 2 months later, I got a message from a beautiful young lady named Nakia.
Mm-hmm.
Nakia, was offering the opportunity for me to have my own radio show. The radio show that I have here,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest is history.
Got
I
you.
saw an opportunity
Mm-hmm. And you took it.
and I took it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I say that to say, because he came dressed business casual. And somebody may mention, oh, look at his shoes. His shoes are scuffed up and run over. I smiled because years ago, when I was in business school, I was told most millionaires, when they're walking down the street, you will never know
You
if they're
wouldn't even know. You wouldn't
millionaires.
even know. That's right.
People look at when they go to the out galas and events and they're decked up and dressed to the nines. That's not an everyday thing for most millionaires or billionaires. The people who pay the millionaires,
Mm-hmm.
they don't look like that every day.
You're right.
And they said a lot of times they do that because if they dress like that every day, everybody would be hitting them up for money. They're looking for the next great whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They can't, number one, even a billionaire can't afford to give money to everybody or
That's right.
everybody's business.
Mm-hmm.
And they want a return on their investment.
You want to return. That's good business.
So I sat there, and at the end of the conference, I had a conversation with Dr. Nodell, and I was like, my heart aches because some of these people were struggling in business and did not know if they were going to make it to the next 6 months. But they had an awesome idea. They just didn't know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a room with a man who started and sold businesses. And get this, with his own money, he started.
Okay.
Turned it into millions of dollars, sold it for millions of dollars more, and went on. Because his thing is, he liked to start businesses. He's great with the startup. After a while, he's like, let's on to the next thing.
Ah.
This is who this man was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, they missed the opportunity of a lifetime
You're right.
and did not know it.
Mm.
I say that to say, even with your customers, because we're still on number 3. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that we only got to number 3 today.
Okay.
But it's a reason why I'm saying this. The thing about it is, even your customers, you never know who your customer is. Customer could walk in the store look at your business, was like, oh, this is nice. Maybe find a trinket, or maybe not. Maybe they just trying to see what your business is.
Mm-hmm.
And you treat the customer crazy. And you've not only maybe missed out on that sale, but the sale of a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Because stuff like this do happen.
Oh, you're right. You're right. That's a good point.
And I'm reminded of the movie Selena. But this has happened in many other occasions. And it's actually happened to me going into a store or going to buy something. Um, she goes in a store, she's looking, and she's of color.
Mm-hmm.
She points out something that she wants. And the person's like, well, can you afford this? Well, I don't think this is right for you.
Mm-hmm.
She's insulted. She goes to walk out the store. On her way out of the store, a crowd of girls, affluent girls, walking. I'm like, oh my gosh, Selena, and everything like that. And the lady's like, who? They was like, oh, she's like the biggest. Da, 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 da. And so the boss comes in and was like, oh, what would you like? She was like, nothing from this store because this is not, nothing in here is right for me. And she looks
Mm-hmm.
at the salesperson and walks out. Well, I guarantee you by the end of that day, that salesperson did not have a job.
Mm.
But your customer service people are the face of your company.
Absolutely.
And it will determine if your person will come back. It'll determine retention.
Mm.
Now, if she had bought something from there and that crowd came like, yeah, I just got this from here. Not only that crowd, but a whole bunch of other people would have bought stuff in that store
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
because she walked in it and bought something.
Yeah.
That's what prioritizing customer service. You don't want to treat if you don't treat your customers right, they won't support your business.
Mm-hmm.
I told
Mm-hmm.
these stories, but these stories is the meat of what I just said.
You're right. You're right. Didn't Oprah go through something like that with one a designer or something? Oprah went through something where
Probably so, because it happens more times than not. It's
yeah,
happened to me.
yeah.
Some major purchases I was about to make.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they don't think you can afford it.
They don't think I can afford it. They don't think my credit is where it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. And they missed the opportunity.
Yep. And that's again, that hits your sales. Because I might not even say anything about good customer service. I try to, especially if it's phenomenal. But if it's poor customer service, I'm telling my mama, my grandma, my cousin, my next door neighbor. For real, because that's the way it is, though.
That's the way it
I
works.
mean, that's human nature. And I'm telling, I closed down a business for how they.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I know I did. And my friend said, "You closed that business down?" I was like, "Well, in that situation, I did. I felt like it was a public health thing because they served rotten food, but."
Okay. Oh,
And everything.
they need to be shut down.
Yes. But at the end of the day, that's the same thing. That can shut your business down. You can lose sales and everything like that. You don't want to miss out on opportunities. And so I'm just gonna run through this. We didn't even have the commercial. We're not having a commercial this week because
Okay.
this stuff is important. Okay.
Okay.
So how do you prioritize your customers? By having an efficient customer relationship management or CRM system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. These help you to manage your relationships with your business. They can help you maintain information and identify sales opportunities. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest benefits of data and the data that gets stored in one place is so that other employees can access it and be able to assist with sales. It's
Mm-hmm.
also a reminder tool of what people are looking for, what they may possibly be interested in, something that maybe they was like they couldn't afford at this time, and maybe now they've grown to it. Now you can, sell your solution.
Okay.
Okay. Creating a customer loyalty program in the form of discounts, coupons, things like that, for your customers. A birthday club. Oh, it's your birthday. You can get this off, or maybe providing them, if your budget allows, a little birthday trinket,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. All helps with your brand loyalty, and it shows that you know the person
Mm-hmm. And you care.
and that you care.
Mm-hmm.
You can launch an email campaign. Yes, emails actually do still work. Try not to spam your people
Okay.
and everything like that, with emails, but maybe using like a newsletter once a month, or something like that. Or again, knowing your customer, if it's something that they asked you for, maybe have a reminder set in your CRM system. You can do that to send them an email about it, maybe 6 months later or whatever, something like that.
Okay. So,
Um, Engaging your customer on social media, again, not just to sell them something.
mm-hmm.
You can get feedback, pain points, their complaints, send an inspirational message, on there, something that'll get them talking and engaged, something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
above all, if you make a commitment, keep it. That's all a part of customer engagement.
Your word
Um,
is your bond, huh?
your
Your word is
word
your
is your bond.
yes, yes.
I'm not going to go into the next ones because I think that's going to be too long. I have a story about everything. I don't know. I just do, but
That's
I
okay.
have.
Give me a quick example of what would it be to spam your people, like you were saying, to on social media, spam. What?
On social media.
Yeah, yes, to spam
It's,
people. Sending a letter a week? What's too much?
for me, spam is exactly what I told you. I just friended you, and you're sending me 3 paragraphs of a sales offer. You haven't even really said hello to me. How you doing?
Okay, okay.
Thank you
So
for connecting.
it's not too much. Is that we haven't even begun the relationship yet, and you're asking me for?
Hmm.
Okay.
I mean, and when it comes to messaging, direct messaging, or Facebook Messenger, less is more, because it's a message system.
Okay.
So you don't want to really be sending a whole bunch of sales pitches through Messenger. Anything that would, I would say, would be a bother to you if you're working, you're a busy professional. Um, Everyone's busy, and I'm sitting in a business meeting, because you send some, you don't know where anybody is. And most people have notifications. I've taken mine off my phone. I have to actually physically go in, because I used to be on business calls or Zoom or something, and I
Mm-hmm.
have this little head coming up, but bling,
Mm-hmm.
I put it down,
Bling, bling.
but bling, and it might be the same person, because they see me in green because it's on my phone, so they assume, oh, you're available.
Okay.
And green doesn't necessarily mean I'm available. It means my
Okay.
phone is on.
Okay. Right.
And
I'm busy doing something.
exactly. And so, or I could be in a business meeting trying to pull something up, and now I'm telling you, that little circle with the head in it was so invasive. It just come right on, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't even do what I need to do, and I have this 10 seconds to get with this person, and I got to
Hmm.
keep putting this head down, and so, like, again, less is more.
Hmm.
It's like having it's like having an irate ex, and you're saying, okay, I don't want to talk to you, and then they send in like 10 messages back to back.
Mm,
down the page, and you're like, God, just leave me alone.
mm,
Um,
mm.
that's like spamming. Or you go into your email and you have 10 messages from a company, and it's like every day, and it's like, oh, I got this master class. You receive it at 8:30 in the morning. You receive it again at 10:30. You receive it again at 1:30. You receive it again at 5. You receive it again at 8 o'clock.
Mhm.
All right, I got your master class the first time.
Okay.
If I'm interested, I'll enroll. And this is not, well, even the reminders. If you send a reminder, send it in the middle of the day. This is a friendly reminder. You've registered. I don't need to have 5 reminders every day
Okay.
about your stuff. I
Gotcha.
actually just got one through text, and I'm like, who has my cell number? And it was just like, oh, you're about to miss the master class. Every hour I was getting a text. After the master class, I still was getting a text.
Mm.
And I was like,
So you missed the master class. I plan to miss it, right?
not even that. It just, the thing is, I hadn't even registered for
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Because you weren't interested.
I didn't even know about it until that day. Like, you wait until that day to advertise it to me, but now you're gonna advertise it to me 15 times during the day.
Okay.
So I was just like, okay, so that's the my definition of spamming.
Hmm.
And most people's, a lot of times it is unsolicited emails. If you have a relationship with them, you can ask them, do you mind if we reach out to you? And most places do you mind if we reach out to you
Hmm.
periodically?
Hmm.
All right, reach out to them periodically. That they'll choose or whether they want to have it. If they don't, if they want to subscribe, unsubscribe, or whatever. But a lot of the spam is like, oh, they just have this sales pitch from nowhere. You're like, who is this? Who is
Hmm.
ABC company? It's the same premise as someone friends you, and the next thing you know, you're getting this whole sales pitch. I don't really know you.
Hmm.
How do I even know you're reputable? It's the same thing even for a Facebook group. If you friend request me, and the first thing I get is, and I got this message, and I'm gonna put that out there. Yes, I am.
Hmm.
Hi, such such such. I would like to invite you to my group. This is the only reason for this was the reason for the friend request in the first place. Oh,
Hmm.
and the person has the nerve to follow up.
Hmm.
Have you been, and I give people more opportunities because I know, being who I am, that sometimes people need to learn.
Hmm.
I'm a coach, that's what I do. So I was like, okay, send me your link. Never got the link. They sent me the name of the group. I'm not searching for your group. You reached out to me.
Hmm.
Number one, make it
Okay.
easy.
Make it
I
easy
should
for
be,
me.
yeah,
I
I should
want to
be
just
able to click
click
on
on
it
the link. Click on it.
and look at it, see if it's something I like.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Have you did? I still haven't received the link. Oh, okay. Just today. Oh, I just wanted to know if you had a chance. I still haven't received the link.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Did you get the name? And I'm looking at the phone like, I'm not searching for your group.
Hmm.
I don't know you. I don't have time to search for your group. I'm not interested in searching for your group. But you can provide me the link like I asked for 3 times.
Hmm.
I can click on it and see if it's something that I like.
Yes. Yeah. If it's interesting. If it's interesting.
But again, how you made somebody feel. I would like, I have a group I want you to join. And again, this is the reason for the friend request. So you're not interested in me. You're interested in padding your group.
Hmm.
Now, maybe that's not what you meant. Because 9 times out of 10, it probably is not.
Hmm.
Maybe it is. But how would you feel if somebody reached out to you
All I want, all I want you for.
and then said, "Oh, I only friend requested you because I wanted to sell you my coaching services. This
Hmm.
is the only reason why." Would you go to my website?
Mm, not at all.
Customer service
It's number one.
is the priority.
Hmm.
And that's customer service. And the first thing I thought, I was like, well, dang, this customer service sucks.
Hmm.
Because I'm always thinking in a business mind. Yes, this is social media. But again, it's social. You haven't been social for me. When you go out to a bar or a club or a restaurant or a group function,
Hmm.
you're in there, you're mingling, you're talking to people, you're getting to know people, you're getting to know their vibe. It's the same thing on social media.
Hmm.
That's just it in a nutshell. Get to know someone. That's a part of networking.
Okay.
Get to know the person. And that's actually sales 101. Talk to people. And here we said do your market research. Find out what people's needs are. How are you gonna find out what my need is? Maybe
Hmm.
what you're trying to sell me is not a need, but maybe you have something else that's a need.
Hmm.
You won't know unless you have a conversation with me to know what my pain point is.
Hmm.
Start having conversations, people. Seriously.
You're right.
Because that might be the thing that's hurting your business. Because people will be quick to say, oh, nobody supports my business. People don't want to buy from me. People don't want to buy from Black owned businesses. People don't want to buy because I'm a woman. People don't want to buy because it is. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's how your customer service is. Maybe
Mm.
people are sensing that you don't really care about them. You don't really care about what their needs are. You're just caring about selling a certain product. And every company goes to your need, even if they're advertising. Restaurants, are you hungry? Look at this.
Hmm.
They're speaking to the needs of the people that's hungry.
That's right.
How many times have you been hungry and
Hmm.
turned on the TV and like, dang, that looks good. What restaurant is that?
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
they're speaking to your need.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
They're not
Somebody's
just,
hungry.
yeah,
Somebody's hungry.
yeah,
Everybody's not hungry, but somebody's hungry.
somebody's hungry. And
Hmm.
that's who I'm speaking to.
Hmm.
They're not just like, hey, buy this burger. It's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Hmm.
It's how it comes across. And we are at the top of the hour and past the top of the hour
Whoa.
because I just, oh my goodness.
Time flies when you're having fun.
um and again, I did not think I was going to go there, but with talking about it and
Hmm.
um talking about the customer service and what is needed and getting the people's needs and what that thing is, like I want you to succeed in business. So I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm
Hmm.
trying to give an education on what you are to do to grow your business.
Hmm.
Make sure you are looking for that you're not so busy trying to sell that you miss out on an opportunity. Make sure you're not telling someone that you're just reaching out to them for them to buy your service or to join your group or to whatever it is that you're
Yes.
trying to grow,
Hmm.
because you're going to do the very opposite of what you're trying to do. And 9 times out of 10, you're not trying to come off in that way. If
Hmm.
you need help with that, reach out to me
Hmm. Good
because I
point.
can help you.
That's a good point.
You want to make sure that you can grow your business and that your business will last to the long haul. That's the reason for this show. I'm going to tell you things that other people may not tell you. That's
Mm-hmm.
another reason for this show, because there are things that people will not tell you. And sometimes there's just poor advice out there.
Mm. Tons of that. Tons of that.
And this is somebody who's been through corporate and in business. Been a black girl, been the only black person in the room,
Mm.
been the only female in the room. And so I want to help you grow your business, start your business right,
Mm-hmm.
grow your business, scale your business. I want to help you, and I want to help you put your best foot forward, help you be as professional as possible when you are doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I had to wrap it up that way because I know I said some things and I know how things can happen, but I wanted to give you perspective.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Because it's important to go to the next level. Everyone wants to go to the next level, and that's what the 10 easy steps were. And I noticed it was easy steps. You're not given difficult. This is not difficult stuff. It's not rocket science stuff. These are just practical steps that a good sound business needs to take in order to stand and endure the test of time.
Wait, and that was only number 3.
That's
We're
right.
going to continue this. This might be a multi-week thing.
That's right. So we get through all of
Um,
them.
until we get through all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because this stuff is needed, and it's
Mm-hmm.
definitely needed now with the economy being where it's being. Prices have gone up. So guess what? People are holding on to their money. Money is a premium, and people are going to spend according to how you make them feel, even more so now. They're going to want to go to someone that they trust
Mm-hmm.
in a time where they're clutching on to money. So you want to make sure that you are putting yourself out there in a professional way, that the
Mm-hmm.
way you're coming off is palatable.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
tell people, put yourself in the customer's shoes. How would you have liked for someone to come to you in that way?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You want to feel valued. So guess what? Make your customer feel valued.
Yeah. You got to be user friendly.
User friendly,
Mm-hmm.
especially as a small business. A larger company can get away with things that a small business will not be able to get away with.
Mm-hmm.
And even now, large companies ain't getting away with
That's right.
it.
And they not trying. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Amazon,
So
Amazon is still paying attention to the details.
they are, and they come in and they fix things real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Their public relations team will be all over it.
Absolutely.
In a small business, you're your PR team. So you be all over it.
All over.
So, all right. Again, I'm trying to wrap this up before the little hook comes and pulls us off.
Okay.
But thank you so much for joining us for this episode of High Tea with me, with my handsome co-host, Dr. Love.
Always
Do
a
you have
pleasure.
any closing remarks?
No, I think you did an excellent job. Customer retention. I mean, we're on that and we're going to pick back up on it the next show.
All right. See you next week.
Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of High Tea with me. To be a guest on the show, contact us via email info@ventureready.net. Thank you again, and see you next week.